And we're here. Yay.
Welcome.
Howdy, fellas.
I'm welcoming myself.
You're
Welcome.
welcoming
Welcome,
yourself.
Dad Random. Hey, I fixed a problem. You know what problem I fixed? Check this out.
The one you didn't even know you had.
Check this out. Watch this. You like that?
We.
I found the app for my Brio. On a Mac, it's different. You got to have there's this little Brio app, and it allows you to change your your framing, which is like really helpful. I mean, you can go from wide angle to close. So I thought that was a big deal. That was a big step today. I know you're impressed.
Small step for anybody else. Big giant leap for Dad Random.
And if my stream collapses, it's because I'm using my virtual cam. I was having problems with this because I was getting latency, and now I'm not getting latency. So we're back. But
all right. Well, before doing anything, let's say hello to the folks that are already here. Eat More Possum was here first. Overachiever. Michael, we'll leave it at Michael. Is shoveling snow. That's good for you. Keeps the blood pressure down.
Oh, it's got to be so cold up there, Michael. It's freaking freezing.
Lee McCready is here. East Coast Thrills, Waypoint, New England, and Chris Hope and Dustin. One vision area. Dustin, you come to shirts here soon, or was it? No, that's still coming up, right? The Lone Star Paracon thing. Come on, Dustin.
Dustin.
Hello.
Dustin. 1, 2, 3.
Oh shoot! It's cold here, and I don't even know how cold it is going to be. And
it was 22 degrees Fahrenheit this morning where I live. That is cold as a witch's tit.
How do you know how cold a witch's tit is?
You gotta like witches.
Let's see if your wife is watching this.
No, she's actually kicking me out of the house today. So after the stream, and about 7 o'clock, I'm going to be banished for about 2-3 hours.
Banished out of the house for 3 hours?
Yeah, she's having friends over. She's having her little girl party. And they don't even want any males in the house. They want us to completely be gone. And I'm the only male, so I've been banished.
Dustin, that whole thing is put on by the Kling brothers. The Kling brothers are behind the whole Lone Star Paracon. So they live right here. I know.
East Coast Thrills. Possum was here first, by the way. I think he just logs in and walks away.
He got here way early.
Yeah, when I was just goofing around before you were even on, I said hi to Possum, but he didn't answer. So I think he's just here in spirit.
Who's killing? And no, they're both gonna be there. They will both be there. And is that the right button? Let's try this button. Guess what or who has arrived?
It's Mr.
Croc.
Mr.
Croc's on the workbench.
So he looks like a croc from here. A croc of mess.
he looks like something Dad Raymond took apart and couldn't figure out how to put it back together.
Yeah, he does.
That's exactly what happened. Equal Possum.
There, yep, there he is down.
Virtual body. There
Brother
we go.
Croc. Brother Croc is in the house.
So we'll be tinkering with that here in a bit, but any news from CES as you are now the anointed or appointed or whatever?
Actually, yes. This came up today. Samsung, they announced a 3,000 nit clear screen TV. So a glass panel.
Okay.
OLED.
Okay.
3,000 nits.
Okay.
Huge. Yeah, it's huge too. I only saw the long version. It's unbelievable. They said that Samsung's probably not going to utilize the entire 3,000 nits because it'll take away from the longevity of the TV. But that is unfreaking believable. You have a glass panel just sitting in your house somewhere, and then bang, there's a TV. And then when you turn it off, nothing. You got a wall or grandma's picture behind it. I think that's pretty
But how
neat.
can it be a glass panel if it's OLED?
I don't know. Maybe it's ULED. I don't know what. Let's see if I can find that. Let me see if I can find that I'm contemplating infinity here. But it was Samsung. So let's go. But
Samsung is a good brand, but OLED.
Let's see. I probably got it wrong. You know me. I'm wrong most of the time. Let's see if I can find this. Samsung New Tech. CES. I had it on Twitter, and then I don't have my Twitter up. Oh, here we go.
It's no longer called Twitter.
It's called Micro LED.
Okay.
Samsung debuts world's first transparent micro LED screen. Let me put it up on, let's put the tweet up.
So it's a window, but it could be a TV screen.
Yes, it's glass. It's a glass panel.
You sit behind it and pick your nose, and then it goes to commercials, and the whole world can see you pick your nose. Do I get that about right?
It's crazy. It's crazy what it is. Let's go Samsung CES.
I mean, wouldn't it have been easier? I mean, this whole Twitter /X/ whatever the frick you want to call it these days, wouldn't it have been easier just to keep it at Twitter instead of now everybody says X, the service formerly known as Twitter?
Let's see if I can.
What was the whole point of this renaming?
The window capture.
What are you doing?
I'm showing you that image right there. Look at that glass panel. Isn't that freaking crazy? That's nuts.
Micro LED.
Isn't that just insane? There's a couple of views of it.
They need to build a fish tank out of that.
Oh yeah, you could have a fish tank where you could see the fish, and then turn on the TV, and then you don't see the fish, and then you turn off the TV and you see the fish again. It's possible with this technology. That to me was transparent. Obviously, this is really super expensive crap at this point, just like every TV started, Won't be long before people have 2 of those in every room.
Yeah, everybody but Dad Random, because we all know he's too freaking cheap to.
Oh yeah, there's no way I would spend more than $300 for a TV. I call Kai when I get to Best Buy and go, all right, get me the biggest TV possible for under $300. with the highest
is here. Hello, Warren.
With the highest knit capability. Nitwit. I'm a nitwit.
How many knits is that?
You what?
How many knits is that?
That one is, they said, almost 3,000. I listened to how many knits am I?
Normally knits are bright, but
micro LED. There it is.
You managed to put that up. Well,
they'd really. Now I don't know. That looks like a pretty good sized panel. That looks like about 2 feet by 10 feet long, maybe 6 feet. I did see some scale at one time, but yeah, I thought that was pretty amazing. I am a nitwit.
These negative knits. Yeah.
Negative knits. There we go. Like that? That's pretty bad, I think. Looking at the back of my head, or the place is still there.
Yeah. You might want to put on the ball cap.
Yeah. I did see the barber yesterday, and he gave me some bad news.
You're not getting a discount, even though there's like only 80% of the hair left to cut.
It's going to cost the same no matter what. You're not getting it. Wouldn't that would be the worst thing if you go into your barber and they say, "Hey, don't think you're going to get by cheap just because you have less hair now than you had the last time." That would be the quickest.
And he would say that to you before you ever ask too, because you've been there long enough. He knows you, cheap bastard.
That was not a cheap haircut for what I got. I mean, my hair is not that great,
Well, you know the difference between a good haircut and a bad haircut?
What?
About 2 weeks.
I forget the barber. Go at the Akarisho. You. Let me tell you something. You cannot do the Flowbee. Remember the Flowbee? Negative knits. He said I have negative knits. Can anybody even have?
I got a question for you. How can you have this all screwed up like this and not even notice?
Oh, I noticed it. I just flew with it anyway. That's called just going for it. I don't even know how that broke. I just noticed it one day and I'm like, "Oh, that sucks." It's the little plastic slide, I guess if it overheats, it can melt that, but it doesn't look like it melted. It looks like it just cracked.
That looks like prop marks on there. Let's see, can we get this thing to focus?
Really? How can your props get to that?
I don't know. You seem to manage them.
Well, Mr. Croc will return again. He is destined to fly again. Let's see, more CS stuff. Honda unveiled a electric van.
Yay.
There's a Vietnamese EV maker now making electric vehicles. Vietnamese. Making an electric pickup. You can get it from Vietnam. Can you imagine? All those
It'll
veterans.
drive you about 50 miles and then put a spike in your heart or something.
Can you imagine all those veterans? 60,000 Americans, and now we're buying trucks from freaking Vietnam. I don't know if that's a great thing. I guess it's a good turnaround, huh?
Let's not go there.
Well, it's definitely not made to be funny, but it's interesting. It's definitely a turn of history.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think there's a flying car there too.
I have a flying car. It's about that big. It says Matchbox on it, but I can chunk that thing plumb across the room. And it goes flying.
GeForce, NVIDIA is selling giving away a GeForce 4080 custom. Freaking amazing GPU.
Yeah.
Freaking 4080.
What you will never buy.
No, absolutely not.
Because you do want video editing, but you don't want to cough up the money for a decent video card.
Well, Honda does have more than one car too. It's not just one. There's two. There's actually a sedan kind of looking thing, a concept, and a van. So it's not just one.
Yeah. Good. Way to change the subject here.
All right. Just wanted to. It's day one. So, Steve, it's not time to eat yet. It's only 4:00. Steve just came in. He smells that I had he knows I had a beef steak earlier, and he just smelt it. He's complaining.
How did you expect this thing to ever fly? I mean,
what's wrong with that?
A free floating ESC? Seriously?
Well, that thing had to come loose on the trip. It had to travel and get loosened. I'm making excuses.
Yeah. That's what I call horse shit.
Hey, sweet home Alabama. I'm gonna finish that.
Yeah, now I'm going to get in trouble with YouTube.
This day in history, back in 2007, the iPhone was released. There you go. There's some history for you.
The iPhone.
Yep, 2007, January 9th. The first iPhone. It's not very old if you think about it. 2007, that wasn't very long ago. But Kai wants to.
The gummies come off the stack. No, he's got the screws in there so freaking long.
Those are the original screws, Kai. I didn't do anything there. I don't think I did.
You must have screwed up something.
Is that a pun?
That the ESC won't be loose.
Was that a play on words? You screwed up something?
Yeah, there's all sorts of crapola left in here.
All I know is when Kai gets done with it, it's gonna have Farfig nougat. It's gonna be equipped with new German engineering.
Yeah. Far from pooping.
Far from flying. Right now, it's got far from flying.
Well, I did get you a new receiver, so
yeah, Kai's getting the. He's adding up the cost right now. Okay, we need a new receiver. We need a freaking.
Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
Ka-ching, ka-ching.
Let me call my travel agent real quick because I think I'm going to have a trip to the Bahamas coming up here.
Do you want another view of the OLEDs? I found another image or another.
I thought it was micro LED.
This one is LG. I think it's LG. Yeah, this is LG transparent OLED. Okay, so I don't know how one can say they're first when they're both being put at the same time.
Well, so, marketing people have a rather loose interpretation of who's first.
All right, so right here, that screen right there, that's panels of LG OLEDs. That's a whole wall full of them. Oops. Turn the sound off there. I'm afraid if I try to zoom in, it's going to go crazy.
Yeah, you'll crash. You'll manage.
It'll break stuff.
All right. Well, so now that we have see-through TVs, what else do we have that we didn't think we need?
Yeah, the see-through TV thing. You're like, well, it's okay, you know, because I have a screensaver I can put on there, and then it becomes, you know, why don't I just get a screensaver that looks like my wall? Okay, put that up, and it'll only cost me $250. Thank God I wasn't around when everybody was trying to change the world, you know. So, yeah, all right. Anyway, see-through OLEDs. Yep. There's a lot of AI stuff. There's a lot of like health.
OLEDs have the little LEDs stacked on top of each other, and that's how they get to actually create a black because the LED goes completely out.
I don't know. Ask LG that. They're the ones inventing this stuff.
Interesting.
Health. There's a lot of health stuff out too. A lot of things that, you know, you can use for self-diagnosis. See, there's a lot of that. That was one. That's nothing new, but it's getting more personalized. It's giving you more information.
What Google isn't good enough anymore?
Yeah, Google doesn't give you a cool picture and of course I can imagine the gaming stuff is crazy. I did see
well, here's my question. Okay.
Oh, here we go.
Was all this medical stuff and AI, artificial intelligence, but I mean that had to get programmed somehow, right?
Yeah.
Now you show something to the screen that may or may not be all that appetizing, and then the camera, and then the computer interprets what the hell it's seeing. Now, some poor bastard had to look at all this stuff and program that into the machine.
There's computer brains though that are digging it out of the archives and then assembling it. Yeah, you know who the crazy nut jobs were that put all this stuff into the computer? People like me.
You put some on the computer?
Oh yeah, YouTube.
No wonder AI is all screwed up.
I've got over 900 videos on YouTube, and all of that stuff gets filtered by AI. And
well,
to be quite honest,
yours needs to be filtered by MI.
Well, to be quite honest, the AI has a tough time going by my stuff. It's like we have to use it all, you know.
No, it went right past your stuff because it says obviously any intelligence is missing.
Here we go. It's wireless 4K transparent TV. It's
Ah.
it's wireless, which it makes it even better. So you don't need any wires.
So now you don't have to hook it up anymore. Does it have wireless power too?
Now think about this. Isn't your TV wireless already with just the
Well, yeah, the TVs are wireless, but they work better when they're actually plugged in.
Yeah, these actually, I believe, are I don't know. Some of the ones I've heard, the wireless ones are wireless, meaning that there's no power going into it. They like you can like charge them up, and they use so little energy that they run for a watt for I don't know several days without any power, and then you have to connect the wire to it. That makes no sense, does it?
Mhm.
00 did put up a their their camera drone, that their little smart drone, 00 robotics.
00 Robotics, isn't that the guy was the two prop thing? The V copter?
Yeah, the V copter people. Now they have the flying fan, which is basically a stolen idea, and then they just added some smart functions to it so it can like recognize you as a person versus a dog. But
That's gonna be difficult with you. Is he a dog? Is he a person?
is he a part man, part dog? He's a mog.
Anyhow. Oh yeah, and then we were gonna touch on this other subject.
It'll be interesting to see what I know. Ken Dono's there.
Yeah, I've already seen pictures.
Yeah, he's there with his wife, and
yeah, Ken is there. Bob Dempsey is there. Old fart drones, whatever.
Old fart drones.
Yeah, Bob Dempsey.
I have absolutely no reason to not be there, except for the fact that it would interfere with my regular life. I mean, it's weekdays. It literally, you'd have to take a week off of work, so it would be every day off I have.
Let's go back to this whole thing about you having a life. Wait a minute. When did that happen?
And it doesn't go over any weekends. So that kind of makes it sucky. Like I said, I'm dedicated to my path in life. So I have to wait till I'm older fart drones. I'll have to change my channel. I'll be 67 years old. Then I'll go to CES. I could go for a couple of days. I'd take 2 days. Maybe go Thursday. Actually, maybe go Friday next year. Go Thursday and Friday. I take 2 days off, and then stay over Saturday. Friday night at CES is got to be just a party from hell.
I'm gonna have to use some tools here to figure out what the hell it is you've done here.
But I was at CES in it was a long time ago. Gosh, it was like 2008, 2007, something like that. That was the last time I was there. And I was there as an exhibitor. Believe it or not. At least that's what my past said. That was a crazy.
I thought we weren't going to talk about your exhibition stuff.
That was I can hardly remember. I can hardly remember being there because I was so freaking smashed. Oh my God, there were some serious parties. Oh my gosh. Uh, it was so wild. Whew. I'll never do that again. I can't handle that kind of partying. That is like intense partying. Just
That's
intense.
partying 101.
I was gambling like a maniac. I mean, I had no business being at the blackjack tables I was at, and then I ended up in my room. I have no idea how I got there. Oh man! So if you've ever heard any movies about Vegas, it's all true. Oh, yeah.
What
Most
kind
human
of
beings die.
mess going on? Oh, I know that's for the LEDs.
Oh man. Be interesting to see what comes out of that. Drone wise, let's see. I think you think there'd be a resurgence of technology, from COVID. Like everybody is like, itching to get, their stuff out now. I think this year is not quite the year. I think next year is going to be a breakout year for stuff, especially AI stuff. I think we're still too early, but all right, Kai, what do you got going on there? What's your plan with Mr. Croc there? What are you thinking that you have to do?
Well, I'm thinking stick of dynamite will take care of that.
Oh, come on. He's worth fixing. He's worth saving. Did you come up with a better TPU idea than I
For the
had?
camera?
Not really the camera. No, the antennas.
Where's the original camera mount at? Don't tell me this is it.
No, that's not the original camera mount. The original camera mount was garbage. I didn't like it. It was like a hard plastic front.
Well, this thing doesn't work because it's not tall enough.
I don't even know if I still have the original front. It's basically a real simple piece with I think 2 screw holes. It was really simple. It wasn't a very complicated. I think when I made those, I thought they were so cool that I'm like, I'm just going to shove the camera in this. And then I could move the camera out a little bit, just make it static, because I thought those were kind of cool.
I'm going on the Thingiverse here and see what.
Well, I'm almost sure that all those parts are available on Thingiverse. I'm almost sure that they're there.
See what.
Thingiverse.
See what we've got here. Oh, there's a GoPro base for Mr. Croc. It's been put in there by a Lone Star UAV. Oh.
Yep.
Would it be this one?
Yep, that's it. That is Kai's design. I did finally decide what I was going to do.
You made a decision?
I made a decision, but I'm not going to tell anybody. I want you guys to guess.
Hold the press. Hold on. Let me get a drum roll out here somehow.
I did make a decision, and I did act on that decision. Now I just got to wait.
Oh God.
We do have a new bird on the way. The guy has tools. He's dangerous. That's Johnny.
Johnny, you better watch it. That's a nut driver.
Now, while Kai's messing around here, we were actually discussing the HD systems coming out. And that all these companies now are starting to come out with an HD bind and fly system. They're trying to get everybody excited about better quality video in a low cost, bind and fly kit. Yeah, there it is. There's one.
So there's Beta FPV's contribution, the Cetus X HD FPV kit.
Now, Kai has an opinion on this one.
Well, the thing is, the box goggles will not do the 100 frames per second. They only do 60 frames per second.
Now yeah, but that wasn't the purpose of this kit. This kit's just to get,
Yeah, it's something to get you started.
Yeah.
But
it's
I'm
expensive.
looking at this kit at $650.
That's too much.
It's got this little bitty quad there. What is it? I don't even think it's a 2-inch.
What could you get a Emax bind and fly kit for? That's a starter just like that. Give me a price.
Well, let's see. Well, I've got another starter kit.
I actually kind of know the answer to this already. It's a hell of a lot cheaper.
Let's see what Emax says.
Emax, just one of their bind and fly kits. Yeah. Easy Pilot, whatever.
Easy Pilot.
Yeah. Look at that. $239. You can get it for
but that's analog.
Yeah.
That's analog.
Well, that's analog, but are you telling me that $600 for a cheap digital kit is worth $600? That's just is digital that much more expensive? That's to me right there. There's the Tiny Hawk 2 Plus, ready to fly for $279. Tiny Hawk 2 Plus Freestyle, right there.
So there's the analog.
It's analog,
and
right?
Here's the HD0 version.
And HD0, $500. It's still cheaper. It's still cheaper.
Yeah.
Why are they? These companies, they get me so upset because that's too much money, and it's not even competitive.
As a 2-inch, looks like a 2S. So this is a good indoor outdoor flyer. But really, if you want to go, I go with this kit because this has the full-blown goggles, a real controller, and it comes in at $838. Rotor. That's a 3-inch ducted. The only thing this is missing is the batteries. It's a 4S kit, which should be plenty good enough for any beginner, or you for that matter. And that's walks now. Now, you turned off your microphone there, Buster.
Yeah, I did. I was talking to my wife.
So, see this at $650 or really get into it for $840.
And for now, I actually, when you brought that up, I looked seriously. I looked very hard at that because you get a lot. It's a really big value, and it also gets you an entry point into walk snail.
You can have it was a 3.5-inch skylight with no ducts. That's a little freestyle. And then, but I would recommend you go to the Boxer radio if you're gonna do that. So that right there would be my recommendation for a ready to fly kit, for a starter kit.
And I just in it, and looking that direction now, we went full circle here. We went, okay, this is too expensive, and then for what you get, it's too expensive. The beta FPV. I mean, I know they're trying to make small sub 250 stuff.
Beta FPV's problem, their little controller, it's okay, but I wouldn't get too excited about it.
Well, that's a proper controller that you get with this other kit, and you get real goggles. You don't get little cheap, crappy ones. You get ones that you can adjust. You get a multi-protocol boxer. I mean, you can in that
here's my thing. Beta FPV batteries suck. There's no other way of putting it. They absolutely suck. The BT 2.0 connector is great, but go buy the Tattoo batteries. They are so much better than the Beta FPV batteries as far as power, flight time, or anything's concerned. I finally managed to sell all my freaking Beta FPV batteries and chargers and all that crap because I'm done with it. I've gone to the other charger that's out there right now. What the hell's that thing called again? Let's go Power Drone and see what Power Drone has to say. Batteries, chargers, and power supplies.
I mean, for
this right here, the Wi-Fi Whoop Store 3. This is the charger for little Beta FPV batteries or for little whoops. This is the charger they have right here. That thing is excellent. And then you buy batteries. Where's the Tattoo? Do they even have them? They may not even have them here.
If I can look back to when I got my starter kit, okay, and it was all DJI. It was the original DJI controller, the first FPV controller. It was the Goggles 1 and the GEP RC rocket. Okay, that was my first proper kit that I got. That was $1,200 4 years ago. This kit has pretty much the same goggles. You get a much better controller. You can get an ELRS controller.
We're going back to this, to the chart.
Yeah, you can get the Boxer ELRS controller. You get either one. You can get the ducted quad, or you can take the ducts off, and then you have a 3.5 inch. You get a charger. You get a tool. You get a neck strap. I mean, this is $800. I wished I could go back in time and get that.
Well, this is on sale right now, so regular price.
It's $838, and that is a very good deal.
878. 878.
The one I'm looking at is $838. So I don't know what.
Well, that's supposed to TX12.
Oh, right. That's not the Boxer. If you go to Boxer, it's $838.
Let's go to the Boxer and
ELRS. You should get that.
Now you're still going to need to buy batteries on this, okay?
Yeah, but it's 6. It's 4S. I thought it was 6S. That's
4S. For a starter kit, 4S is plenty.
It
Your
actually,
rocket was a 4S.
if you buy that kit with the recon goggles, it costs more than if you
Yeah.
get the other kit
It's because the
with the HD.
goggles that are offered in this kit are on closeout clearance because the new generation of them, they're fire selling the Dominator goggles.
That's just a real amazing value. And so if you're starting, I mean, it's crazy. Does that say 649? What's it?
He was talking about the Beta FPV, and yes, that is.
Yeah, that's I'm sorry, that's a joke. If I can, yeah. So if you can grab one of these, I'm telling you, I already made my purchase. I can't go backwards. But if I could go back in time, just to, I would and have this same conversation, I might have bought this kit right here because now I'm in the walk snail world. I'm in the Caddx world now. And I can start, at level 1, kind of like I did with DJI. So I'd have 2 systems that I could work into, but I didn't make that smart decision. Instead, I did this other decision, which I don't really regret, but I'm now looking back going, oh,
Should have listened to Kai when he told me about it.
should have listened to Kai. He told
Should
me to
have
get
listened to Kai, but
he should have
no.
he told me to get the better computer, and I didn't do it. 5 computers later. I actually was trying to resurrect an old i5 MacBook
Sunrise,
Pro.
just because y'all don't know how to use ELRS doesn't mean it sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
sucks. That's Sunrise going for it right there.
Oh, Sean is here too. Sean ID Studios. Howdy, fella.
I don't know enough. I don't know enough to say it sucks. All I know is it flies.
Well, you've got.
It flies and everybody's doing it. That's what I know. Do you notice that Kai's still trying to figure out what he's going to do with my? Pretty soon he's going to be holding the motors and the flight controller, and it's going to be dangling in his hand.
This is what's heading your way there, Buster.
What's that? Oh, what's that? Is that
Good.
what is that?
There we go.
Fire radio HRS. What is that? I don't even know what that is.
This is.
Oh, it's a module. What is that?
The module, the Express LRS module, to go on the back of your radio.
I already have one. Why do I need another one?
Because this one puts out twice as much power.
Oh, it does? It doesn't have an antenna on it. Is it covered up?
Here's the antenna. I just pulled it out of the box, dude.
Oh, wow. That thing freaking more power. Does that mean I'm going to lose Mr. Croc at a further distance?
That means when Mr. Croc is stuck up the cottonwood tree, you have better control to turn the beeper on and off.
Come spring, you know I'm going to challenge that tree again. It's just too good of a target to not. I love flying around it. It's the only tree in that area that's worth flying around. And I you know what? I also don't have my rope anymore. So if I end up getting something stuck up in there, I'd have to go get a new rope. I used that to move my kid this last week. That was the lucky rope that pulled out Mr. Croc out of that tree.
I don't know if that rope is all that lucky.
Well, oh man, I never thought I'd get that out ever.
Chainsaw, dude.
With increased wattage, you'll need more comfortable shoes for hiking. Hey, you know what?
That's his other channel, Dad Random Hikes.
I was just messing around with this. This is the original. This is my Pocket 2. I'm still trying to justify my Pocket 3 because this thing works so good. I'm like, I didn't even need that. This thing's freaking bulletproof.
It's bulletproof.
Yeah, freaking awesome. I'm never selling this, man. I'm never selling it ever.
Okay, first, Sunrise has a question for you.
Let's see.
You use ropes to move kids?
Well, if I did, it wouldn't be very effective. Tie them up, lasso them.
It'd be their last move.
Lasso.
The trick is to have enough slack in the rope so they can run with you.
I can't keep my eyes off it, Kai. There it is. Oh, look at that. See, the value is not this. It's this and this.
Yeah. No, that quad is pretty good too. And it comes with a charger.
Yeah, it's got a proper 4S charger.
The stuff that's down there in the bottom right of the picture, okay? Whenever you get that, you just send that to me.
Now that tool set I could use. I'd love to have that wrench set there.
Yeah, I'm afraid of what you're gonna do with it.
Well,
you think this is a mess? He didn't have tools to do this. We give him tools.
Yeah, Kai's got to completely disassemble that thing and absolutely start from the ESC up. I mean, it's literally that.
Well, there's one thing in his defense that we're changing is the antennas for the air unit, because the air unit sitting in the front.
Yeah.
And factory, it came out in the middle between the arms was two short antennas, which is absolute garbage. So now we're going to have to figure out a way how to make these long pigtails work.
Yeah. And I think they needed to be up there away anyway. They never really, it never really had the range that it should have. And it was, because I was getting interference and the antennas are sideways and they don't, they're oriented like weird. That was the worst design ever. I don't know why I bought it. I like Mr. Croc, but if you notice, all the new ones are not crazy like that. All they had to do was get a couple of long antenna wires and put them in a proper location. Even if they put them out the front like a bug, Hey, I got did you notice that we had balloons just go up a second ago?
Yeah. Is it your
what's
birthday
that?
or something?
What are the balloons from? I didn't do the balloons. The balloons did themselves. I have no idea where those balloons came from. Oh, all right there.
I didn't do it.
Yeah, how do you do balloons? Like party?
That's pretty cool effect, but that's apparently something you did. I'm unknowingly did.
I didn't do it. I don't think I did. There's some more stuff going. I have no idea. Where's my I thought I had an alien.
Your alien?
Yeah. I thought I brought in an alien that would dance. Oh, I do. See, you can put the dancing alien up right now. He's dancing without music.
Scary thing is that is exactly how Dad dances too. So
I'm definitely not from this planet at all. It's not. It's impossible. Gundam Star.
yeah, Gundam style.
Yeah, the balloons did go up behind me. They did.
Yeah.
That has to be a StreamYard thing. It has to be. Because that'd be the only way. I'm trying to think if there's anything that nothing that I can think of. Do you think Bardwell has anything to say of any substance right now?
I don't know. I am.
He's doing a live stream right now, so I wonder.
Well, he's always, yeah. That started about just a couple of months after we started doing our live stream on Tuesday. He decided he needed to do one on Tuesday too.
That's good for him. He should do that.
Him and then Blunty.
He's there. That's right. Him and Blunty have been on for a while.
Yeah.
Blunty. That's one thing I would not be proud. I mean, he might be the greatest guy ever, but that's.
Well, he is in that business.
Yeah. He is.
So
it's not a very kid sensitive name.
Well,
but
he isn't.
It's kind of like getting that tattoo of that hot girl that you liked, and then you have to explain it to your kid someday. Hey, Dad, why are you called Blunty? Is it because you're not too sharp?
Yeah, well,
we're not picking on Blunty here. We're picking on the fact that he's going to have to deal with the name that has to do with a freaking giant freaking a giant freaking
the shit's gonna get legalized because there's tax money to be made.
Yeah, I'm one of those people that'll never agree with that whole deal. I've seen too many brains fried in my lifetime to know that that's a good thing to wish upon humanity. So it's okay, do your thing. But man, when you see kids freaking in school like that, and I've seen years of it, over almost 30 years of just fried out brains, and it's just not good. But there are fewer than when I first started working. When I first started teaching kids a long time ago, there were many more kids. Today, there are many fewer kids that are, coming to school messed up. It used to be a lot. I mean, you'd have the kid in the back, sitting with the sunglasses on, and you'd move his sunglasses and his eyes would be freaking glazed over. Usually a him, but occasionally a her. So anyway, well, how do we get on that subject? Okay, do what you want to do.
You went on a tangent. So
do what you want to do, guys. Do your thing. I don't care. It's a personal thing. Don't care. What do you think? I got this question for you. Would
Oh
you
boy. There we go.
would you keep the like I remember when I was flying the Gep RC rocket and I took the ducks off and my flying experience I thought improved. Um, that could have been just a psychological improvement. I did have bigger props. Remember, I put the Emax props on it.
Yeah. We put the Emax props.
That did make a difference. That did make a difference. I was just looking at this one. If you could, you take the same.
It's the same. It's the same.
It's the same
It's the
principle.
same. It's the same quad. It can go 3.5 inch without the
Right.
ducts and 3 inch with the ducts.
Right. And that was a nice thing that they did with this one. They said, okay, you want to you want to be able to fly indoors. You can, you got ducks. And you can put a bigger prop on and fly, acro. And that's to me, that's a great idea. I think I like that. And it would be really cool if they give you the G code so you could print these. STL file on this one. So then we could print different colors and stuff. That would be super nice. Because it would be fun to, make this all colored and fun. But to me, that's like I said, I keep talking about it because I'm feeling regret. Let's see, what's One Vision saying? Got an old Gep RC frame sitting here that would you throw it to get it? Would you throw it to get it flying? I'm thinking maybe he's thinking that he could get it flying. Mark IV, Gep RC Mark IV. Kai could resurrect a Mark IV, make it a Mark 7.
No Gep RC frame. What would you do? Throwing it to get it flying. Okay. Now we need to find out which Gep RC. So it's Gep RC Mark IV.
Yeah, the Mark IV frame.
So that's a 5 inch.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go down. Let's go down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, that's a good.
Let's go down that rabbit hole. So
that's a nice frame.
We'll start with a flight controller of some type. Stacks. So Speedy B, we have some mixed results with. Now, in their defense, they said they got their ESC issue fixed. But Chris, remember how many freaking ESCs we had to swap out on the Kai 2?
Yeah.
So, and you probably want to stay on a budget too. So, Sky Stars. I like the Sky Star stacks. Is that all stack? Flight
Put that
controller?
up.
Oh, let's take a look see at this here.
Yeah, put that up. There we go.
722 flight controller and 60M. Yo, but that's 30 by 30. So, let's take a look see at the worst Gep RC. The Gep RC frame. Frame.
What type of frame is it? Is it a dead cat frame? This is a squashed X frame I'm looking at right now. This
okay,
is
which one do you have? Do you have the
this is the Mark V.
Mark IV HD or you have the Mark IV?
There we go.
And Ben T is here and Yellow Rose is here.
And once again, you got the air unit and the freaking tail, which is where it should be.
He's got the regular 4, so we'll go with this one then. Okay. Let's see what we have for 5-inch, 7-inch. Okay, so we have both 20 by 20 and 30 by 30. So you have the room for either one. So let's go back here. SkyStar 60 amp. That is probably a little much for what you're doing, but 60 amp ESC. Up to 6S. Yep. So this would be something I would consider stick in there. For a flat stack at 80 bucks, that's actually a pretty reasonable price for an F7 at that. All right. So next we need some motors to go with that. Let's do some 23s. I've got a thing for T motors. But the Emax motors were pretty decent too. Do we have anything Emax?
What was the cost on the HD SkyStars? Because this is like $100 on for the HD version. What site are you on?
Pardon?
I'm just looking at Pyrodrone. It's a little more expensive here.
Pyrodrone was $80 for that stack. What HD are you talking about?
Well, this is the F722 60 amp.
Yeah, it was $80 for the stack.
Oh, that's the HD Pro. They got an HD Pro as well, which is different. That doesn't need an HD Pro. The HD Pro's got probably some harness setup preset.
Yeah, you want to stay on budget with motors. Go with the Emax right here, $16 a piece. If you want to, if you can spend some money, get some T motor 2306s right here. This one probably $24. That'll spend a 5-inch prop just fine. There's 451. Oh yeah, you got plenty of room there.
Yeah, he's got zings.
So do you have any motors laying around, or do you need to buy motors? I don't know. Zing iFlight. There's a 1700 for 16 bucks or 1755 for 21. So it's pretty much, yeah, these motors will work. We don't have a chart as far as amperage goes, but with a 60 amp ESC, that should really not be an issue. And then analog or digital? What are these? Oh,
Those
you
are
got
cool.
two.
Those look like those kind of have the purple and like the flight controller does.
Yeah. And do you have anything analog? Speaking of analog, CADX just come out with a new camera too. Let's take a look see at CADX website real quick. CADX come out the Ratel Pro analog camera. For day and night flying. So that might just be something worthwhile looking at. You got boatloads of room for VTX back here. So yeah, I would go with that SkyStars stack and find some motors. What do you have on this one here? This is 6-inch. He's got 2306.5s on this. So I have a Mini 2. I want to waterproof it. Like, has anyone done it, or am I the well, East Coast? You hanging out with us? That pretty much answers your question. Should answer your question.
He wants to waterproof his Mini. Why?
Yeah. I would not bother.
Just, I mean, you will have to fly it in the rain that bad. You know, that's to me, that's, yeah, I guess you're saying if I ever crash it.
The Mini is pretty enclosed as is. So it should take care of any kind of water spray.
I've abused my minis in water and I've never had a problem with one. I don't know why you'd want to do that. That's just my opinion on that.
He's worried about so he's worried about landing in water because he flies around water a lot. So.
I don't think it's okay. If you land in the water, you still lose your camera, possibly. You know, there's so many things that can get wet, and you know, it's just you run the risk of crashing in the water when you're near water. So you might as well unless
I don't
I'm
know
flying.
how well the conformal coating works. I mean, to what depth? Because if you're around water, and I mean, how deep is that water? You know,
I can see if you got puddles around, if you're flying where you're going to land like you're flying in fields and FPV, but not with a GPS drone.
I mean, I don't even know why you would open up. And Jim Stroning is here. Howdy, fella. Yeah, you be in the bin tonight. We about got to wrap it up anyway.
Yeah, I gotta go help my wife do some stuff. She's having her party and she wants me to go clean the cat box. There's my job. Go clean the crap out of the cat box and get out of here. I also got to feed Steve. I don't think you're crazy that you want to try to waterproof something. I don't think it's crazy. I'm thinking like from a practical standpoint, would I ever do that? I don't want to do anything unnatural.
Let's go even more basic than that. Do you want to crack your Mini 2 open?
Yeah, you got to open it up. Yeah, spray it,
and then you got to apply the conformal coating, and then you got to get the damn thing back together. And if you ever run into that point to where you need to send it into DJI, and they're going to say, no.
Hey, your drone would be under warranty, but since you sprayed it with this stuff, that would be what DJI would do.
Yeah. Oh, he wants to leave wide open like an FPV. Why?
But do it. No warranty. Just do it. Whatever.
East Coast, why don't you just go FPV?
Yeah,
instead of trying to make a Mini 2 FPV.
You know what?
The Mini 2 is not an FPV drone.
We're with Betaflight 4.5. We are getting close to where you can make this transition as a pilot. Yeah, we're so close. Just put it in angle mode, and you're literally flying anything at that point. You can learn an angle mode, just I would jump on that freaking $800 kit and just give it a shot, man. I mean, once you learn to fly that, you're just gonna. Every single person that has moved to FPV, they get their brains change. It's the most fun way, the most immersive way to fly, period. But no motion controller. That motion controller thing needs to be put to rest. I am very open-minded to controllers.
Dildo.
I am very open-minded to controllers, but that thing is just not. It doesn't give you enough control, and I think it does more bad than good.
Yeah, no, it's commonly referred to as the DJI dildo now. So,
to have the two controls, to have, the attitude stick and to have the throttle, it's a mental change that will quickly, you can adapt to. It's not hard as people think. You just get a little bird that you learn to fly first and fly it in the house or fly it, in a big open space. Put up a picnic table and maybe a hula hoop or something and just practice going through it, and you're in. I'm a huge proponent.
It's time for us to wrap it up, kids.
Let's wrap her up. But
it's time to wrap it up.
Kai got frustrated with looking at Mr. Croc. He's like, he just was holding his lips.
Mr. Croc will come back to life. I'm not worried about that.
If you can come up with
different dimensions, right?
Yeah, I think if you want to look up on, go ahead and just do a search for the TPU parts like that. I'll do a search too. And if I can find I'm almost sure the file is there.
So, here we go.
Yeah, they exist. The front piece, I know. I don't know if it's on Thingiverse, but I know it exists.
Or is it still on Livo's website?
They might even have
used to have all that stuff on their website.
Yeah, they might. It exists somewhere. I remember when I was goofing around with it, I was finding I had a whole bunch of stuff thrown in a file, and I'll go look for it again. I'll find it. All righty. Let's shut her down.
Yeah, we'll dig for it and we'll find it and get stuff printed up. But for tonight,
Ben T said he missed a story about Mr. Croc.
Yeah, well, Mr. Croc, here he is. So Dad finally got this thing boxed up and sent it to me, and his half-assed job of trying to put it together.
Yeah, don't feel bad. I'll take it.
We're gonna get this thing fixed, and we're gonna figure out the antenna issue. And Ben, you probably don't know, but originally the antennas came right here down the sides, and it's just the worst place for an antenna to be. So we're gonna fix it. We're gonna put it back together. We're gonna make it better than new, and we'll wait for the next installment of Dad tries to chop down tree that drone gets stuck in. So
yeah, Mr. Croc, or we can, the Flywoo version. They don't even sell it anymore. Gep RC now sells the Crocodile 75, which is really what I would consider to be the creme de la creme of croc drones. So that thing right there. That is the creme de la creme of crocodile drones right there. That is a 7.5-inch, big, giant, wonderful bird. And that's what Mr. Croc could be. So I can see his antennas being like that, but I don't know if we can do that with the antenna with that rear end like that.
But I'm probably gonna fire up my cat software and see what we can come up with.
Find a better front, I'll see if I can locate the original files, because if we have the dimensions, then like you're saying, it'll give you a little bit more to work with.
Well, I've got it here now, so I can get the dimensions I need.
Oh, that's true. That's true. You got the actual freaking bird.
So,
but that back end right there makes a lot of sense. When they redesign these things, they just, they do so much better of a job, today. So, all righty. It is about that time.
And if you don't mind, hit that thumbs up on the way out, please.
Please hit the thumb.
Yeah, is this right? 2 thumbs? That's all we get?
What? It's because we haven't been asking.
15. We're at 15.
So. 2 thumbs? Damn.
Nah, we're at 15.
I can work harder. You can work harder for more thumbs.
Yeah, we need more thumbs.
Yeah, I haven't even done my thumb yet, so you still got at least another thumb coming. We've got at least one more thumb on the way. I could do it with my phone.
Well, we're at 18 now. How about that?
Dang. That's a thumb fest.
Yeah.
But my wife is panicking. I can hear her panicking downstairs about her party because, of course,
you better get your ass down there, because I'm not going to get that phone call from your wife saying that I kept you from helping her.
There we go. We got 19. Come on, we can get 20. Maybe I'll get onto Steve's account and we can get 20 thumbs. All right. But yes, we are back to FPV. If my weather would be half decent, I'm praying. Okay. I'm praying. So when my new bird shows up, we get some decent weather, a little bit of sun, and we can freaking rip it. Put it in a tree. How did I get it in a tree? There's no leaves on it.
Bill, some things don't need to be shared.
Brent Newman just popped in. Looks like we're getting 20. Oh.
We're at 21 now.
All right. That's awesome. Sim Jim 24 in the house. Everybody's alter egos are coming out now.
Don't let anybody catch your split personalities. I mean,
we didn't even get a chance to share the 7-inch drone video carrying the rocket propelled grenades.
yeah. Well, we'll keep it for next week.
I think we can save
come
that
up
one.
with some completely
we gotta save something. We gotta save some energy for next week. So,
and we're at 22 now, so we'll call this a thumb fest, a successful thumb fest, just for Sunrise. So, all right,
I'm gonna put one of those users in timeout. Okay,
no, you're not.
All right,
hold on. I gotta put Slim Jim into. Hold on, I gotta add some moderators here.
Yes.
We'll put brand new one. Add him as moderator. Who else? Drone Therapy. Yeah, we'll add him too. All right.
We are official.
Any more? Yeah.
And Drone Therapy. We got him in there.
We got him in there. All right. Thank you all. I appreciate it. We shall see you next week. Same time, place, 5 o'clock Central, 4 o'clock random time.
Yep, 4 o'clock.
And whatever that translates, I'll just go with 5 o'clock Central. You can figure it out from there. So,
all right. Well, we're praying for the resurrection of Mr. Croc.
yeah.
So
yeah.
he can get a proper flight.
Yeah. We'll do some heavy praying on him. So any more words of wisdom, Mr. Dad?
Nope. I just got to go scoop the freaking cat box.
Yeah,
that's my word of wisdom. Make sure if your wife asks you to scoop the cat box, do it.
Yeah, you scoop the poop. We'll see y'all later. Thank you all. And until next week.
Later.